Unfortunately, overnight, our worst fears have been realised with significant heavy rainfalls.
For residents of the Northern Rivers, it's deja vu of the worst kind.
Well, it's exhausting because we've lost everything and it's just drying out, and now this.
The Wilsons River in Lismore breaching the levee just before midday. Parts of the town now underwater yet again.
We've predicted a flood peak around the 12-metre mark in Lismore later tonight.
Byron Bay's CBD is also submerged after what locals say was the heaviest deluge in decades.
It's devastating. It was 2 years in the planning, totally community-funded homeless hub, and we were so excited to open the doors on Monday, and now the streets are flooded.
Flood warnings are in place from just below the Queensland border right down to the outskirts of Sydney. Some areas have already copped more than 400 millimetres of rain that the ground just can't hold.
Some areas will also see flooding over the next 24 hours, even once we see the rains move on from those communities.
Authorities once again facing criticism. Communities weren't adequately warned, with many turning to social media for answers as Lismore's flood sirens failed to activate.
We don't go off the advice nowadays, go off our gut feeling because the advice is so wrong.
If we had a crystal ball, then you may make different decisions. What fell last night was not expected, and certainly not to the intensity.
It must feel as though this flooding emergency is never going to end. But I can assure you that there is light at the end of the tunnel.
But that light is still a long way off for now.
Well, Jono Ma is a South Golden Beach resident who's been staying in Byron Bay since the last flood devastated his home. Jono, so many people from the region that have sought refuge in Byron Bay. What was it like last night when you found yourself having to evacuate again?
It was like a recurring nightmare, to be honest. I mean, we've barely slept in 4 weeks. I've literally had night terrors every night about rising water. And so last night it was like, is this a nightmare or is this real, you know? And luckily, you know, we were able to kind of like switch into crisis mode again and act really quickly. And, you know, yeah, it's pretty traumatic, but it feels like we've been betrayed by Mother Nature, you know. Yeah. It's a strange sensation.
As bad as it is there, mate, I'm told by Lismore locals that siren that's supposed to go off to indicate evacuation, that failed. And then you've got a situation where the Bureau of Meteorology, they changed their advice on evacuation once or twice overnight. Angry locals, surely, with that going on.
And look, there's a lot of anger, there's a lot of emotions going around at the moment. People are jumping to a lot of bogus conclusions. I don't know that now's the time to kind of like point fingers at various organisations, but it's really clear, I think, across the board that we're not prepared for this. Both times now we've just felt like we're left in the dark and left to fend for ourselves. I mean, my alarm was literally just the sound of rain on the roof last night, and it was like the intensity of it told me we need to act, we need to get out. And then we've been using social media a lot to share those concerns, and that's been working to a degree, but we need more. We need more support, we need more information, we need more help.
Jono, I know you've basically sought refuge in Byron. Do you know how your original place is? Have you heard? Is it okay?
I don't know because we can't really get in and out of Byron. Our car went under last night, so that's no longer usable. I've heard reports that my house is okay, but I mean, it's unlivable anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered if it went under again a second time. We managed to get most of the stuff out 4 weeks ago, and that was put in a storage unit in Byron Central, which I think has gone under as well. So basically all the possessions we're able to, all the possessions that we were able to salvage from the first flood, we put it into a storage unit in the Byron Industrial Estate, and then last night we went out there to check on it. We couldn't get in because the gate was locked, so we had to climb over a barbed wire fence to get in, and then basically had to just raise as much stuff again like 4 weeks ago, and just hope that the water levels would stop.
Well, it's hard to know what we can do from here other than to keep shining a spotlight on it and encourage people to do their research and find local groups to donate to so that money can flow through to you guys ASAP. Jono, we wish you all the best, yeah?
Thanks guys.